Richard, thanks so much for taking some time for us here today. Can you tell us a little bit, tell our viewers a little bit about your long career?
Hi there. Thanks for having me on. Gee, wow. Yes, long career. Yes, I'm here as as a wheelchair basketball athlete, and I've participated in wheelchair basketball for about 20 years. I've been to 5 Paralympic Games. First one is in 1996, and I retired in 2012 for wheelchair basketball. So that's definitely something that I've really enjoyed. And then also sort of picked up lately that I've also played a bit of wheelchair para-badminton. And so we just started that within Canada within the last 4 to 5 years. And I went out to help out, sort of drum up some athletes, and then also participated and enjoyed it as I really enjoy sort of all levels of sports.
Why do you feel it's important for Indigenous athletes to consider competing in the Games?
Well, actually, that's another good question too, in regards to even though with those 20 years that I was on the national team, specifically for the wheelchair basketball, that I was the only Indigenous athlete that was on the national team, and so that was definitely a bit of a challenge. As any Indigenous athlete knows, there's some good days and also some bad days, and so that was definitely a bit of a challenge at times. And so I think that's one of the benefits too, to show that I still was able to make it and achieve that level, that there's definitely opportunities for many other athletes to still strive through a lot of those different barriers and still reach for the stars and hopefully represent their community, but also represent Canada also.
Have you seen some change in those numbers over the years, from being the only guy to?
I think, yeah, throughout my career, there's always been athletes at many different levels, whether it's recreational, provincial, and national level too. So there's definitely, it's good to mainly get out there and just provide more opportunities. I got a lot of assistance coming from a small town, just with equipment wise. So that's one of the biggest things that I try to help. I sort of introduce different avenues for athletes to get out there, and there's always financial and distance barriers that are out there, and transportation. So I always try to make it as easy as possible for any new athlete to get out there and still get their opportunity to get out and give a try to those sports and activities, and maybe not, you don't have to strive to be a national team member, but to get out there and just enjoy sports and recreation and just have a good time.
Richard, as a multi-medal winner, what would you say was the highlight of your career?
That's always a tough question to ask. Of course, one of the biggest highlights is my first Paralympic Games and going into opening ceremonies. It's hard to describe, but just you're able to, I could say I was very proud to be an athlete, to represent my family, my Indigenous heritage, and also Canada at the same time. And so I was able to get out there, and that's where everybody was there to enjoy the Games. Especially living here in Vancouver, when the 2010 Games were here, there's always some issues that, all right, well, where's all this money coming from? How, it can be spent better elsewhere. There was definitely a lot of, challenges that were leading up to it. But then once the Games came here, then everybody realized just how much you could enjoy it, not just in Vancouver, but across Canada as a whole nation, that everybody really embraced it and had a great time, that you could showcase Vancouver and Canada. And then also, so those first set of Games were pretty awesome for me to get out there and enjoy the first opening ceremonies. And then, of course, winning your first medal too, that's definitely a lot of hard work that's gone in. And so it's great to finally achieve your end goal. I'd still say even my last set of Games, once I did retire, I said, all right, well, mainly it was my body that sort of said, all right, it's time to retire. And so it was great to finally achieve, a good career, and hopefully I did the best that I could.
Well, Richard, a great career indeed. Appreciate you taking some time here for us today.
Oh, it's always great to get out and, spread some awareness, and especially with the Games on now. I've been watching as much of the Paralympics on TV that I can, or online. So it's always great to get out there and enjoy that, the next athletes that are performing today.